Hello students, today we are going to discuss the topic in paper subject business environment and government, uh, FEMA 1999. FEMA means in the full form Foreign Exchange Management Act. As the name suggests, as it signifies, this particular act is all about to manage, to control or to maintain the foreign transactions that is related to international trade, international business or marketing activities, and other than these activities, it was also provided in the law that financial transactions will also come under this particular act internationally. So this particular act was announced by the government in parliament in 1999, and the act came into existence in 2000. So as the name suggests, and we can see the different objectives and provisions, and there are also related topics or concepts we can, but there is a limitation of the time as well as the space, so that's why I am not providing, and it is not possible to provide everything, but I will discuss and I will in nutshell provide what are the important aspects of this particular act. Though you people are aware what is the meaning, what is the use of the legislation or act, and you people study the paper like legal aspects of business, so there are plethora, a limited amount of rules and regulations, acts as far as the controlling of economic and business environment is concerned. So as we can see, the objectives, the first objective is that to amend the why actually this particular act was brought, okay, in a nutshell, and as the name foreign exchange management. So we understand foreign exchange management, but as we can see the objectives, first to amend the restrictive laws FERA 1973. Now I would like to draw attention, and which is very understand to go through and to grasp this particular act, that the FEMA was not the first act in its kind, in its type, the FEMA 1999, because this particular act replaced Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, that is 1973. So if you see that the objective, it was brought to amend the restrictive laws. And what was the restrictive law? That was Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, FERA 1973. This was passed in Parliament in 1973 and came into existence in 1974. And again, the name suggests Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. By and large, the objectives were same what we have in FEMA about controlling, maintaining the foreign exchange transactions, and also the objective, the purpose was to check leakages, malpractices, irregularities in the field of international trade, international business or marketing. Because we know internationally, if there is a business, if there is trade, when we say international trade, export and import, and any kind of transaction, either people move, travel throughout the world. So whenever the transaction is related internationally, we need foreign exchange, and if that is to say foreign currency. So just to keep eyes, just to catch, and just to how what are the malpractices, what are the irregularities are there, the government at that time decided to bring Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. The main purpose of the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act was to actually control and to know that why at that time during the 60s or 70s the foreign exchange reserve was diminishing, languishing, it was decreasing at that time, and the foreign exchange reserve was becoming scarce. So government thought, if there is the international trade, if there is the international marketing and the international transactions, then where these all foreign exchange are going, why it is actually decreasing. So government decided कि whatever the transactions are there at international level, there is the authority of the government of India to seize, and every person has to be, and I mean at that time had to be surrendered the foreign exchange reserve before the government of India. They have to mention, they have to tell. So it was all about to bring transparency as far as the foreign transactions were concerned, and also to control and to maintain the foreign exchange reserve. So foreign exchange regulation act was very restrictive. एक तरह से इतना restrictive था कि that particular act was criticized by many industrialists as well as economists, draconian law, क्योंकि उसमें there was provision. If you see in the detail different acts of the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973, then you will find that if you are held by the government in violation of the act, then you yourself have to prove substantial evidence, show substantial evidence, otherwise there was no way to absolve yourself. So in the light of that particular law, the corrupt bureaucrats actually exploited the many innocent persons as well as organizations at that time. So Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, actually the purpose was to maintain, to control the foreign exchange transactions, कि लीकेज नहीं है, माल प्रैक्टिसेस नहीं होना चाहिए, विदेशी मुद्रा भंडार जो है देश की अर्थव्यवस्था के लिए बढ़िया है, अच्छा होता है, हम जानते हैं, ये सारी बातें थी. लेकिन डिस्पाइट डैट गवर्नमेंट डिसाइडेड कि उसमें जो एक्ट्स थे वो इतने रिस्ट्रिक्टिव थे, इतने टफ थे कि इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट्स को लगा कि ये तो एक्सप्लॉइट करने वाली बात है. तो एट दैट टाइम द गवर्नमेंट एक्चुअली brought the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. But why actually this particular Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999? After globalization, as we know that the liberalization, privatization and globalization policy came in our country and adopted by the government of India in 1991. So liberalization, privatization and globalization policy completely changed the economic and business environment as we know it. We have discussed about this thing and these all things related number of times in the different semesters, and we have the perception, we are knowing. So that LPG policy actually changed the economic and business environment of the country, and actually the purpose of the globalization, liberalization was to attract more and more foreign direct investment. So completely after that particular policy, the environment of the country and the country was just in a position that there should be more free flow of the resources and the investment from foreign investors to our economy as the according to the new economic policy. So that actually necessitated that we should have the new type of act, because Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973 was very restrictive in nature and it was criticized heavily by the industrialists and many economists. So government decided in the new economic environment we should have the new Foreign Exchange Act or legislation, and that's why Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 was announced by the government in 1999 and it came into effect in 2000. As usually it happens, first the government announces and after 1 year usually it came into existence, or it is actually implemented or applied. So this FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, replaced Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. We should know, we should keep in our mind. Other objectives we consider to ensure free flow of capital, because as usually the perception, the vision, the policy changed in the in 1990s, and objective was to promote competition. Objective was to attract more foreign direct investment. That's why to ensure free flow of capital. ज़्यादा restrictions नहीं होने चाहिए, ज़्यादा barriers नहीं होना चाहिए. जितना इन्वेस्टमेंट हमारे यहाँ हो, और दुनिया भर की सरकारों ने और ख़ासकर हमारे यहाँ भी सरकार ने ब्रांड एज इंडिया को एक ब्रांड के रूप में प्रमोट करने की कोशिश की करती रही है, so that we could attract more and more foreign direct investment. And what is the impact, we understand what is the use. So investment का क्या importance है ये बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. तो to ensure free flow of capital, next to facilitate external trade by Indians, that is to say कि एक ऐसा act है कि if you are engaged in international trade, export, import, and even if you want to invest outside India and you want to move here and there throughout the world, then according to Act, it was provided there should be the flexible environment, there should be the flexible law so that it can ensure better economic activities, international trade, and that will further develop the economy and society. So to facilitate external trade, international trade, whatever we can say, and as usual to redress disputes relating to forex, foreign exchange reserve. Forex मतलब forex, foreign exchange reserve. So to redress disputes relating to forex transactions. अगर किसी भी तरह का disputes अंतर्राष्ट्रीय व्यापार में उठता है, कोई समस्या पैदा होती है, अगर आप एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं, इंपोर्ट करते हैं, या कहीं बाहर घूमने जाते हैं और फॉरेन एक्सचेंज का कोई मामला इस तरह है, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस एक्ट देयर इज़ अ प्रोविजन टू प्रोवाइड द सॉल्यूशन टू रिड्रेस द डिस्प्यूट बिटवीन द two parties engaged in the international business or affair, whatever. To manage current account and capital account. If you know that balance of payments and the current account and capital account, current account actually refers the visible trade, that is the mainly merchandise trade, export and import. So balance of payments actually shows the economic health of the country at international level. It shows the balance of payments, I mean the summary accounts between the one country and the rest of the world and vice versa. That is to say, if international trade or business takes place, then balance of payment shows the summary, the accounts, what is coming, what is going. So in the current account, we mainly show the visible trade, merchandise trade, all those things are recorded related to export and import. And in the capital account, other than export and import, for example, banking, investment in the stock market, in the capital market, or any kind of financial transactions are actually related, interest payment, etc. So these things are recorded in the capital account. So particularly the students of finance must be knowing it. So to manage the current account and capital account, also the objective of the Foreign Exchange Management Act, and we can understand now we can see the provisions. कोई भी एक्ट या लॉ में प्रोविजंस है, क्या क्या करना है, नहीं करना है, तो लिस्ट गोज ऑन. जैसे कि कुछ है यहाँ पर तो उतना नहीं है हमारे पास कि हम 4, 5, 6, 7 लिख सकते थे. बट फॉर एग्जांपल, नो एनी डीलिंग्स ट्रांसफर ऑफ फॉरेक्स टू एनी ऑथोराइज्ड पर्सन. फॉरेक्स मतलब फॉरेन एक्सचेंज, फाइनेंस, फॉरेन ट्रांजेक्शन जो होता है. तो नो एनी डीलिंग्स ट्रांसफर of forex to any unauthorized, miss है unauthorized, यानी इस एक्ट के माध्यम से, इस एक्ट के प्रोविज़न के हिसाब से आप जो है किसी भी फॉरेन एक्सचेंज से रिलेटेड ट्रांजेक्शन्स और डीलिंग किसी अनऑथोराइज्ड पर्सन के साथ नहीं कर सकते. दिस एक्ट empowers the government that RBI can authorize, and then if you have any dealing and if you want foreign exchange, foreign currency, then you have to actually go and contact to authorized person. Non-authorized person, unauthorized person से नहीं किया जा सकता है. Exporters shall declare to RBI regarding export materials. कोई भी exporters है, importers है usually, तो क्या वैल्यू है, वैल्यू ऑफ टोटल मटेरियल्स और गुड्स विच आर बीइंग एक्सपोर्टेड, exporters have to actually mention to Reserve Bank of India about the materials and about the values of the goods which are supposed to be exported. So ये provision है, आपको बताना पड़ेगा क्या उसका वैल्यू है, क्या गुड्स है. नो इंडियन सेल रिक्वायर्ड होल्ड और ट्रांसफर एनी फॉरेक्स और इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी लोकेटेड आउटसाइड इंडिया एक्सेप्ट एज अदरवाइज प्रोवाइडेड. यानी कहने का मतलब है कि कोई भी इंडियन और कोई भी इंडिया के आउटसाइड इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी या इस तरह की डीलिंग्स जब तक उस वो लॉ और फॉरेन एक्सचेंज मैनेजमेंट एक्ट प्रोवाइड नहीं करता है या डेट इज़ एक्चुअली मेंशन्ड इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एक्ट, तो आप ये काम नहीं कर सकते हो. क्या आप एक्वायर नहीं कर सकते. होल्ड, ट्रांसफ़र, ये तमाम चीज़ें रिस्ट्रिक्टेड है, बैंड है. इवन इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी, द प्रॉपर्टी विच कैन नॉट बी मूव. तो आउटसाइड इंडिया भी अगर आपको करना है तो यू हैव टू मेंशन, और ये लॉ आप पर लागू होता है. दिस लॉ इज़ एप्लीकेबल टू एवरी सिटीजन ऑफ द कंट्री, to every citizen of our country, that is to say. And if you see the textbooks, then there are so many provisions. That is what actually we have to practice if we are involved in any kind of international business, international trade, or even if we have to visit, if we have to go abroad for a traveling purpose or any such type of purpose, then actually this particular law is applicable as far as the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 actually is concerned. So this act particular provides the different types of procedures which we can see in the textbooks or from any particular source. This act has the power to give penalty अगर आप violation में पाए गए. तो एक तो है कि अगर मान लिया कि 1 करोड़ का अगर कहीं कोई ट्रांजैक्शन है तो आप पर दो गुना उसका चार्ज लगाया जा सकता है. तो इस तरह के तमाम पेनल्टीज़ हैं जो हम देख सकते हैं टेक्स्ट बुक्स में. उसके बाद डिफरेंट प्रोसीजर्स और डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज़ है फॉरेन एक्सचेंज मैनेजमेंट एक्ट 1999 से रिलेटेड. सो नाउ वी आर इन ए पोजिशन टू कंक्लूड बिकॉज देयर इज़ द इंडिकेशन that time is now limited, time is going to finish. So today we have discussed about the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. Again I would like to repeat, the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 actually replaced the previous act, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act. और मेन पर्पस और मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव इस एक्ट का इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड, मार्केटिंग और बिजनेस से जो फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजेक्शन्स और जो फॉरेन एक्सचेंज से जुड़ा हुआ जितना भी एक्टिविटीज़ है उन सबको कंट्रोल करना, मेंटेन करना. और अगर किसी भी तरह का वायोलेशन है, किसी भी तरह का डिस्प्यूट्स है, इन तमाम चीज़ों को कहीं ना कहीं ये एक्ट सॉल्व करता है, एड्रेस करता है. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट वी कैन डिस्कस नाउ. यू आर फ्री टू नो मोर और एडिशनल concept related to this particular act, and you can ask through different mediums, WhatsApp or etc. You are free, so you can raise the questions related to this particular topic. Thank you very much. Good luck.